Yeah, there are challenges, I think. It might be different names, but it's people seem impervious to rational argumentation in many ways, right? And so it's figuring out how to, but in their everyday lives, they still make many choices based on what we would call evidence, right? So they drive on a certain side of the street, they drink water, not bleach. I mean, these are trite examples, but there's still something in human nature that responds to evidence. And so I think the challenge is how to undermine some of that irrational approach to life's big questions and get them to think about them carefully, reflect on them, use the tools of philosophy. And as you have opportunity, right, pointing them to Scripture and special revelation to help bring them the rest of the way. So that's a challenge. I think an opportunity we have as Christian philosophers. I was reflecting on this when I graduated, when I was an undergrad in the late 80s. There are a few apologetics books in the Christian bookstore, and so in 30 years, the difference in resources, I mean, it's astounding. And I think a lot of that comes from the Christian Renaissance that started in the 60s and 70s, Plantinga, the Adams, and Alston. My hope for the next stage is that we would see something similar, and this is because of the field I work in, but I think there's opportunity in ethics. I would like to see, I see some Christian philosophers doing more in ethics, not just ethical issues, but issues of moral formation and character, those kind of things. And I'd like to see that stuff filtered down so that there are materials in people's hands so that if they wanted to grow in humility, they would know how to try to go about that, right? I mean, people in our churches know how, whether we do it or not, it's a separate thing. We know how to lose weight or what to do to make ourselves look better, right? But if you say, well, how would you actually if you wanted to be more humble a year from now, what would you do? I think you might get a lot of blank stares, and because we just haven't equipped them in how to do that. So I think it's a big opportunity.